What up, you guys? Slim here at SlimXTeampurplepanda, here to do another card discussion. This one comes to me from XMR Jigs. Shout out to you. We're going to talk about one of my favorite spell cards in the game. We're going to talk about Enemy Controller. People who don't know, Enemy Controller is a quick play. It has two really cool effects. One effect switches the battle position of your opponent's monster if it's face up. The other lets you tribute a monster, take control of one of your opponent's face up monsters until the end of the turn. Enemy Controller, has always been good. When it first came out, it was one of the best cards in the game. It was also valued extremely high. I remember Enemy Controllers were easily $30, $40 a piece because it was just so good. A effect like that was basically like a Book of Moon plus just like an ability to take an opponent's monster by tributing one of yours, which is really broken at times where you need to have control of the game. An Enemy Controller, it's just always been good throughout the formats, especially when Frog Monarch started to, the deck started to come together. People had, discovered the little pluses you can do with Treeborn Frog and Enemy Controller. People who don't know, during your standby phase, you bring back Treeborn, and during your standby phase, you activate Enemy Controller, tribute the Treeborn, take control of one of your opponent's face-up monsters, and you still bring back Treeborn because it's still technically the standby phase. It's a broken combo. Easiest way to bring out LADD, which is one of the most controlling cards in the game, and just amazing. Enemy Controller does so much work for so many different decks because where you need protection, it's there because it can switch the monster to defense. When you want to go aggro, it's there because you can switch the monster to attack. Also, it's just so good because you get to take control of one of your opponent's monsters. That's freaking amazing. Like when you need a card that does so much, that's what Enemy Controller is for. It does a lot of work, and it just helps out most of the game because when you only have one Book of Moon, Enemy Controllers are great. Enemy Controllers are there to stand in as your second and third Book of Moon, and they're so versatile. I've never had a problem using Enemy Controller. I think Enemy Controller is still one of the best cards in the game because it can prevent you from losing the game if you're about to have a direct attack on your life points. You're able to shift the monster to defense. It works really well, and just an overall really good card. Like I said, it's amazing in Frog Monarch. I also side them in the Fish deck because they're good, to use for LADDs, which I side, and they're good just in general to stop your opponent from running over your main monsters, if you can help it. That's really important, you guys. That's why Enemy Controller is so good. Enemy Controller just gets around so many things. And, being a quick play, it really is good, in GB. It's good in a lot of different decks, but decks that rely on getting rid of monsters where you can shift their battle phase, that's so important. Especially for a GB deck where you're trying to run the monster over, tag in and tag out, it's really just good. And, I really like the card. Like I said, I've never had a problem with it. It just, it works. I know I said that a lot about cards that work. Enemy Controller is definitely a card that just works. You can splash in damn near any deck, and it'll really work. It's not as good as Book of Moon, but it's pretty damn close, and, it has that extra effect, which makes it really good. Like I said, if you're running a Formula Monarch deck, you're running a deck that, can abuse Treeborn Frog, it's definitely a card for you. I highly suggest people that run Frog Monarchs. You should already know to run 2 or 3 of them. If you're not, I'd be really surprised because it works so well. Basically, you're getting your opponent's monster for free. So that's just amazing. But yeah, that's all I really got to say, you guys. Enemy Controller is just great. I've always liked the card. It's easy to get now that it's common, which is crazy, but it works really well in a lot of decks. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. Leave me your feedback below. What do you think of Enemy Controller? Yeah, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your feedback below. Please continue to rate, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.